Hello YouTube. It's my first video. Just started streaming a week ago. I've been playing since Onslaught. Um, just taking a crack at the old MTGA streamer. Uh, Gonna go over a deck here. Mono Green, a deck that a lot of people have played. It's uh, it's been fine in the past. Never really quite meta, but this Phyrexian deck is a new take on it, and it is, in my opinion, quite good. We're going to go over a little bit. A new card, half the deck is new. Evolving Adaptive, great. And we're just going to grow with this deck. And it's going to grow. Last game I got it to an 11-11. Scrap Gorger is also, we're getting counters on it. Wool counters. It's good. Graveyard manipulation against Jund, which is a very, very popular deck right now. Also Mono Blue, etc. Kangaroo Bloom, great. Just all around card. It'll pump Sar adaptive on turn 2. Deals with Fable. Deals with Bank Busters. Deals with Igonjos. Deals with any of the artifacts and enchantments. Many of them in the set. Beast Caller, obviously, same thing with adaptive. It grows, and it doesn't have to be stronger power. Vorak is the best card in Phyrexia. All will be one for Mono Green. The best card in the set for Mono Green, hands down. The ability on it is just nuts. So we most of the times decline the land, and we will proliferate, and then we will proliferate again with Defiler on the field. Defiler, you cast it, you get all +1/+1 counters. You decline the land, you get another set of +1/+1 counters. It starts to get a little nutty sometimes. Uh, Augur, obviously, you can just roll off of. Augur gets you lands off the tops when you don't need them. It gets you creatures that just keep coming when you, especially when you get Defiler. I mean, if you've played Mono Green in the past, same applies. Zopen Draw is a new card that is just nuts. Just doubling the power and toughness and being able to make it indestructible. And it's not necessarily a necessity in the deck. It is a luxury. So that's why we only have two of. Silverback, obviously, just if you get low on life and you start rolling with Augur, you'll gain plenty of life back, and the opponent will just be so frustrated they'll quit. It also deals with artifacts and enchantments very nicely. And if you do have a open draw in hand and you just need a couple more lands, it'll get you the lands you need. Grotto's great. If you have Augur going and you don't want the land on top, you can drop Augur, scry that land off, get you a creature. The sideboard is a work in progress. Um, Titans are obviously there, two of, to replace open draw. If you say Mardu Angels, you got some flyers, you need something with reach, quick. I mean, Titans there. Open draw also has reach. Um, it deals with enchantments, gains life, etc. Workshop War Chief's great against aggro decks, mono red. If you need some life gain and they have burn spells, it brings back another 4/4 you can block, etc. Hearse, obviously the best graveyard hate card in the set. Deals with mono blue, just shuts it out. Tail Swap against other creature decks. Not entirely sure about that card yet. Prowler, also good graveyard, makes everything cheaper. It's also one that could probably be replaced. We're still working on it. Unnatural Restoration, I think, is slept on. Also, obviously, the Proliferate, +1/+1 counters. If it's the theme, get stuff back. Very good sideboard against mono white. Depopulates. You can rebuild with that. Titania's Command, obviously, two +1/+1 counters on each creature, and it can exile somebody's graveyard. So I mean, I think that's a great card. But yeah, let's get into the games. All right, here we are, game one. Mono Green, Phyrexian all will be one on the play. So far I like this hand. This is a good hand. We've got a 1-drop, we got our 2-drop, and Defiler. We can scry off later. We may be getting a freebie here. Opponent seems to be AFK. Kind of a buzzkill. Okay, here we go. Adaptive. We're Grotto next turn and Beast Caller. Okay, we're either playing Rakdos or Grixis or Jund. We'll keep Gwenna. Gwenna's great on turn 3. We're gonna buff both our creatures off Gwenna. We're not scared of Harvester. We'll swing out. We would rather him trade with the Harvester. Even better. We'll buff Gwenna. Fable. This turn we got Besage You to deal with Fable. We're gonna tap Gwenna, play Defiler. We're gonna buff Adaptive. Untap Gwenna. Swing for 8. And since Gwenna's legendary, we can cast Besage You for 1. If we need to. Easy. Game 2. Okay, so we're Grixis. Little control. They probably have appraisers. We're gonna roll with it. I didn't see anything in the sideboard except for maybe some Titans to bring in. Not necessary, but we could have. Okay. Decent hand. The downfall of Scrap Gorger is okay. Great draw. I was about to say the downside of Scrap Gorger only being your 2-drop is it doesn't buff Adaptive. Scrap Gorger is going to be good against their appraisers though, so that'll be nice. That's fine. Okay. So we can Gwenna here or we can Augur, and that's our 2 options. I would lean more towards Gwenna here because it sets us up for a much bigger next turn. And I like to play Augur on turn 4. Turn 4 Augur allows you to keep a land in your hand if you have one. In case there's one on top of your deck, you can play the land on top of your deck instead. We'll sack Adaptive here. We will cast Defiler, untap Gwenna, and then we will cast Autumn. Pay 2 life. Okay, we have Kangaroo Bloom on top. We will discard we will discard Dominus. No, we'll discard a Defiler. I could have went either way with that one. Here, what we can do is we can Elder and untap Gwenna. Pay 2 life. Good thing about Elder is he's going to let us gain life, and with Sheldred's not a problem there. We're going to buff to the point where he has to block. We have 1, 2, 3 mana available. What we're going to do is we're going to pay 1 Forest, and we're going to use the Defiler so that Gwenna stays untapped. Gain 4 life. Play the land off top. And he scoops. On to the next one. Alright, this is game 2. Mono Green Phyrexian will be 1. This is a fine draw. We would like to have that 2 drop, but can't complain. Adaptive. Another adaptive. Again, we'll Gwyn on turn 3, Autumn on turn 4, in case we have the land on top. Swing 4. It looks like we're playing 5 color deck. Leyline of Binding. He's probably doing the new Atraxa deck. So this will be a good test of the mono green. So we can beast caller. We probably should have. I should have autumn there first, but we'll fill the board. And we'll attack in. We're not afraid to trade here. With this deck, you don't want it to get it cooking, so you want to put as much pressure on it as possible. The more pressure, the better. He's discarding a Disdainful Stroke. That's good to see. Another Fable. We're not scared of those. Leyline's pretty good. Hate to see it. We'll Autumn. See what's off top. We have a Canker Bloom on top. Swing in for 6. He's running out of gas. He's got 1 card in hand. 2. He'll be in a position next turn. If we get a land on top after this Canker Bloom, then we can Defiler, and he's in a position where he has to. We're forcing the block. So Kiki will have to block. Another Leyline. Okay. You hate to see it. We can Canker Bloom and sack the Canker Bloom to kill Kiki. We'll attack before we do that, though. Actually, yeah. No, we won't. We will play the Beast Caller, or pump the Beast Caller, play Canker Bloom. We will, yeah, we'll attack first before the sacrifice, forcing the block. And now we get to save the Canker Bloom, which is great for us here because we could get back Augur, we could get back Gwenna, we could get back Beast Caller on their instant, or we could just get rid of Kiki Jiki. I'm going to side on that. We're gonna let that go through. If we can, we'll get Gwenna back. Atraxa, there it is. This changes the game tremendously. We can sack Canker Bloom and get Gwenna back, and that would allow us to Defiler. What we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to just straight bully. Try to get bigger, faster. Okay, he's gonna get another ley line. That's not good for us. He plays the tapped land. We got lucky on that one. Okay, so we Defiler, untap Gwenna. We can Beast Caller. Nope. We will pay 2 life so that Gwenna stays untapped. And we will attack with Beast Caller, requiring the block. And pass turn. He'll gain 7 life, go to 14, but what he doesn't know is we have another Defiler in hand. He can strangle our Beast Caller. If we draw a Canker Bloom, we can get Defiler back for 3. Okay, we know that he has a Strangle in hand and an Aganjo. We're gonna have to let that one go through. Okay. Tap Gwenna. Attack for 8. If he blacks with the tracks, if he doesn't, yeah, it's over. We will go to game 2, and we will plan for Atraxa. Okay. So what we want is tail swaps. Titans are fine. So open draw, we'll take out. The ley lines. We need to cut 3 cards. Elders are great. We will cut 1 Vorak. I didn't see any actual graveyard manipulation with the Atraxa. Doesn't mean he doesn't have it. The invokes and the repair card. One more cut. We will cut 1. No, we'll cut another Scrap Gorger. Yeah, we'll run that. Titan obviously can block. The tail swaps, if we get a creature like last turn, we had Beast Caller, had a 7 or 8, and we can tail swap and get rid of Atraxa that way. He'll gain 8. He'll gain 7 life, but that is acceptable trade. This hand is fine. Not ideal, but it's a couple draws away from being really, really good. So far, we've had some pretty consistent land draws and draws in general. We haven't been flooded or had a mana crisis. which is more than you expect. Okay. Well, there's our 2-drop. Unfortunately, he strangled our adaptive. We see a forest here. Okay, Grotto's fine. Grotto's very good. Okay, we have another land on top. Great. We can Elder back next turn. We could also we could Elder back with the Gwynna. Obviously, probably the best play we have, especially now that they're tapped out. Another line we could do is Augur, and then see if there's a land on top. Elder is definitely the play. We can also get the Augur on the field this turn. And when we do that, we can destroy the Bank Buster. We have a Titan on top. If we get a land behind it, we can play it next turn. That was more like it. That was more like it. We're going to go on. Game 3. If we can get another sequence like that, that would be great. Okay. It's a little slow on the draw. Tailswap. We really doesn't have anything until turn 3. Titan's a little big for opening hand. We're going to mulligan this one. Much better. We'll keep. And we will pitch the tail swipe. Okay, we should have pitched the land, but no way for us to know that. Okay, we have 2 options. We can Canker Bloom or we can Scrap Gorger here. There's no reason not to Canker Bloom. Scrap Gorger, because we got our 3rd. If we had 2 lands, Scrap Gorger would be the play, obviously. But we have plenty of lands. I sense a Fable. Nope. Okay. We'll Autumn. See what's on top. We have a Silver Elderback on top. If we had known that and had Gwen on the field instead, we could have played that next turn, but that's fine. Augur on top. So we'll have to play the land here. We Gwenna. That opens up our Besage. That's fine. We'll let that go. I sense a ley line in our future. Drag to the bottom. For full value. That's okay. So he's got 5. It's 5 plus 1. So that's another good thing about Elder is he is out of the range of drag to the bottom. But he can very well be ley lined, which is very, very possible. Fable. Fine. We don't want to see a ley line. This is a cast trigger. We should have played Augur first. I misplayed there. We will blow up Fable. I don't think he has ley line. Or he would have played it. Okay. Canker. That's fine. We will play a Scrap Gorger. get a land. Defiler on top. That's what we want to see. We will swing for 5. This is looking good, guys. Phyrexian all will be 1 mono green versus Atraxa. 5 color, good stuff. Cut down is fine. It kind of slows us down a little bit. I'll block here because there's no reason not to. We'll Defiler. We'll get another land just to thin our deck. Grotto's great. We don't want another Grotto. Let's go full control. And put a pause on his instep. We definitely want to tap Scrap Gorger. Okay. Here it is, fellas. Another Atraxa, right when he needed it. You couldn't have timed that better. He would have been dead next turn had he not played Atraxa. That's rough. You know, we could top a tail swipe. I don't think that would work. A ley line also off that Atraxa. That's rough. Okay, he picks the Defiler. Very interesting. Very interesting. We can Elder as soon as we play a green creature to get that Defiler back. We'll just exile the Vorak. Okay, great. We'll tap Gwenna. Destroy artifact, Leyline. Get our Defiler back. We will pass, no attacks. Drag to the bottom, we'll kill everything except for Elder and Atraxa, unfortunately. He'll probably pick Elder this time. Discovered, yeah, the error in his way. Drag to the bottom. Very good, very good. This game was very much winnable. As you can see, he just top decked an Atraxa for the win. He only gains 1 life. Okay, Scrap Gorger. I think this is it for us this game. But was very, very winnable. I mean, we could just as easily draw a Titan of Industry next turn, and we're right back in the game. Of course, we get a land drop. Pass. We get 1 more draw. We'll try and see. We'll see if we, even if we get a Titan, he's more than likely got an answer to it, so. Okay, it's a Grotto. We'll see what we have on top. Augur. Okay, that's fine. Good game. Here we go, game 3. Our opponent is a 701. This will be a good test. That's a good draw. Okay, we will tap and play Gwena. He, if he has a Syncopate, we will have the mana, but he more than likely has to make the Spear. Okay. My motto is make him have it. So we're playing against a control deck, obviously, here. A open draw. We have 4, 5, 6, 7 potential mana, so I see no reason why that's a bad draw at the moment. We are not going to play Defiler this turn, because he more than likely has a counter spell. We'll play a Contagious Vorak here. It's open draw. Okay, so nothing off the top. We'll proliferate Scrap Gorger and play... actually... we'll hold the Scrap Gorger back in case of depopulate. So we have something to rebuild the board. No depopulate. Okay. Celestis is fine. We can Canker Bloom the... actually, no, we would Defiler while we can. He missed a land drop. Okay, here we will... we'll tap out. Rough for opponent. He didn't have the depopulate, so that means we win the game. This right here, at least I get to show y'all this. We'll pay full value. Buff everybody, Vorak. We will decline. Buff everybody again. Canker Bloom for full value. We could also do it again, but we don't need to this game. We were fortunate enough that they didn't have depopulate. That would have really slowed us down, but they don't have it. They don't have it. So we win that handedly. So now that we know we're against control, I believe Unnatural Restoration will be fine. Titan of Industry is better here than Zopendraw. Actually, Zopendraw might be alright for the Indestructible. As long as he doesn't fare well. We could sack. We don't even have to have mana. We can sack 2 creatures to make him indestructible. And then we're swinging in 8 every turn. Which is perfectly fine. We need to cut 2 cards. The only artifact or enchantment we saw was Celestis. So I'm thinking Canker Blooms may not be as effective as what we need. This is low enough to the ground. Workshop War Chief would be great here. I think Elder isn't as good here in this matchup. We will add a Titan. And we will play that. Okay, this is a fine hand. We will Adaptive. Fine, we will Grotto. And if we have a land on top, yeah. We'll throw that back. Canker Bloom. More than likely gets countered. Mm-hmm. Ooh, grotto again. Adaptive is not quite what we want. And what we could do here, Gwen is obviously the play, but you know he has a counter spell. What we're gonna do is we're gonna play an adaptive. Gets around make disappear. Also gets around Seekapate. We got the edict out of his hand. That's fine. Maybe we should have attacked first. That was just one damage, but yeah, we should have attacked first. This turn, we'll scrap Gorger to get around. Make disappear, and we could have returned to Cankerbloom and proliferated our adaptive. Defiler is nice here. If we cast Defiler, any counters we get 2 through. I would like to tap Scrap Gorger, exiling that, and we will play around make disappear and play Gwenna. This will buff our adaptive. If he taps out next turn, then we have the option of playing his open draw. We have the option of returning something, but I don't think we need to. We'll sacrifice Scrap Gorger. Ichor Moon Gauntlet. Okay, so I believe we'll tap Gwenna to Defiler. That untaps Gwenna on cast. If he counters it, okay, we'll attack with Gwenna, and we'll Besage you. The Ichor Moon. That Depop hurts, but what we can do is we can Unnatural Restoration to get our Gwenna back. Workshop 4 Chief would have been nice, but it is what it is. We'll Unnatural Restoration, returning. Gwenna would allow us to cast Zopen Draw and also War Chief, so we'll get Gwenna back. Okay. Well, this turn, I believe we want to cast Augur. Yes, land off top. Defiler on top. Okay, so we dodged the cut down and we got the land. That was much better play for the turn. We'll do here, since we know he most likely doesn't have a counter spell, we'll Workshop War Chief. Land is great. We'll swing in with Workshop Warchief, and we will... We'll play Defiler. And hope he does not have another Depop. If he does, we have options, but you never want to see it. White Sun's Twilight, even better. But see, now Workshop Warchief gets us a 4/4 back, which is good. We will cast Gowina. Rebuild our board. We will also cast a Vorak. 5/6. The proliferate doesn't help us here. We definitely want the land. That guarantees us a open draw play next turn. Teferi. He is digging for an answer. I think he thinks the game is over. We'll block here. That was probably not the smartest of play. He could have easily had an Iganjo. But that's not the case here. We'll Grotto, because we need as much land as possible in case he make disappears. Make sure to tap the right things. We're one short of the make disappear sack. But now we have an indestructible. All our creatures will double in power. This is fine. We will sack Gowina and Vorak. Swing for 8 at... Since we don't have trample, I would much like to attack at face there, but since we don't have trample, we need to go at Teferi there. He can give us 3 poison counters, which is a little scary being at 4. But I think we can live through it. We'll see. He's got 4 mana. He would need to give us 3 poison counters or kill a creature. Depop is good for, is fine. We will swing for 8 and play our Gowina. Nuts. Blue Sun's Twilight. He had to sack 1, obviously. Legend rule. And we get a land. Quite unfortunate. He, it's not indestructible yet. I don't think it will be unless he White Suns in us or something of the nature. If we can get an attack out of him and somehow pump Gowina, it is still our game. This is still game 2. Seems a lot longer. Okay, so here we blitz Workshop Warchief using Gwyna's mana. Buffs Gowina, makes her 3 power. Also Workshop Warchief We'll have haste. We swing out. And we take the game. And that is Mono Green Phyrexia, my version. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. I also stream on Twitch. Crusader JB is also my tag on there. Hope to see you in the future.